The ambulance screamed through Lagos traffic like a wounded animal. Inside, the smell of antiseptic mixed with the copper tang of vomit. Emeka's body lay strapped to the gurney, his chest rising in shallow, mechanical breaths. Jessica sat beside him, her face buried in her hands. To the paramedics, she looked like a devoted wife in agony. But beneath her trembling fingers, her eyes were dry and calculating. "Please, please save him," she sobbed, loud enough for witnesses. The lead paramedic nodded grimly. "We're doing everything we can, Ma." Emeka heard every word. His mind was a trapped bird, beating against the cage of his paralyzed body. He felt Jessica's hand slide over his wrist, soft, gentle. Then she twisted. The Rolex came off, his $45,000 Rolex, the one his father gave him before he died. She slipped it into her purse with the practiced ease of a pickpocket. The heart monitor began to beep erratically, then faster, then a single endless tone. "What? He's crashing!" the paramedic shouted. Jessica pressed her face into Emeka's chest. She was smiling. The holding cell smelled like piss, rust, and old despair. Baba Adigwe sat tied to a metal chair, his white wrapper stained with blood from a split lip. His carved walking staff, the one his grandfather passed down, lay broken in two pieces on the floor. Sergeant Okoro circled him like a hyena. "Sign it, old man," Okoro growled, slapping a confession paper onto the table. "Just sign. Say you gave Chief Emeka the poison, and this all goes away." Baba didn't flinch. His one good eye, swollen nearly shut, stared straight ahead. "I am a healer," Baba said quietly. "Not a killer." Okoro's fist slammed into Baba's ribs. The old man grunted but did not cry out. "You think your juju will save you?" Okoro hissed, rolling up his sleeves. "You're in my house now, not your shrine." Baba spat blood onto the confession. "Sign it," Okoro snarled, "or you will die here like a dog." The lights flickered. A cold wind blew through the cell, though there were no windows. Okoro paused, glancing around nervously. Baba whispered, "My ancestors are watching you, boy." Dr. Yusuf Musa had seen death 1,000 times, but this felt wrong. He stood over Chief Emeka's body in the ER, shining a penlight into the man's unblinking eyes. The heart monitor was silent. The chest was still. By every measure, Emeka was gone, but the pupils reacted. Dr. Yusuf frowned. He pressed his stethoscope to Emeka's chest. The heartbeat was there, faint, almost undetectable, but there. "Nurse, get me a talk screen. Now." "But now, doctor, While the nurse ran, Dr. Yusuf leaned closer. He recognized the symptoms. The rigid paralysis, the shallow breathing, the deceptive flatline. He'd read about it in medical school. Tetrodotoxin, pufferfish poison. "This isn't a seizure," he muttered. "This is murder." He placed his hand on Emeka's chest, pretending to check for vitals. Emeka's finger twitched. Once, twice. Dr. Yusuf's breath caught. He looked into Emeka's frozen eyes and saw it. A flicker of consciousness, trapped and screaming. "Can you hear me?" he whispered. The finger twitched again. Dr. Yusuf exhaled slowly. "Don't worry, my brother. I've got you." 2 hours later, Emeka woke. His throat burned. His limbs felt like concrete, but his mind was sharp and seething with rage. Dr. Yusuf sat beside the bed, arms crossed. They were alone in a private recovery room, far from prying eyes. "You were poisoned," Yusuf said bluntly. "Tetrodotoxin. Extremely rare. Extremely deliberate." Emeka's voice came out as a rasp. "My wife," Yusuf nodded. "I suspected. She didn't cry once when I pronounced you dead." Emeka closed his eyes. He saw Jessica's smile in the ambulance, felt her fingers steal his father's watch. "Call the police," Yusuf urged. "No, Emeka." The police arrested my native doctor, Emeka growled. They're bought. She owns them. Yusuf leaned forward. Then what do you want to do? Emeka's eyes burned with cold fury. Mark me as dead. Put me in the morgue. Yusuf blinked. You want to? I need to hear her say it. Emeka's jaw tightened. I need her to confess. Over my body. Yusuf stared at him for a long moment. Then he nodded. You'll freeze in there. Emeka smiled, a dead man's smile. Good. Jessica sat in the VIP waiting lounge, sipping complimentary tea. Her black dress was Dior. Her sunglasses were Gucci. She looked every bit the grieving widow. But under the dark lenses, her eyes sparkled. The door opened. Dr. Yusuf walked in, his face grave. Mrs. Okafor, he began softly. Jessica stood. Doctor, please. Tell me he's okay. Tell me my husband is. I'm so sorry. Dr. Yusuf shook his head. We did everything we could, but the damage was too severe. He's gone. Jessica's hand flew to her mouth. Her shoulders shook. Dr. Yusuf stepped closer, offering a tissue. She buried her face in her hands, but not before he saw it. The corner of her mouth, lifting into the smallest smile. I'll need you to identify the body, Yusuf said quietly. When you're ready. Jessica nodded, dabbing her dry eyes. Of course, doctor. I need to say goodbye. She turned toward the mirror on the wall, checking her makeup. Perfect. She looked radiant. Not sad. Not even close. Sergeant Okoro grabbed the older half of Baba Adigwe's broken staff and swung it like a bat. Cracked across Baba's ribs. The old man grunted, blood trickling from his mouth. Sign the paper, Koro roared. Baba's head hung low. His breathing was labored. One eye was swollen completely shut. But when he spoke, his voice was steady. I have healed the sick. I have blessed the barren. I have never taken a life. Koro kicked the chair over. Baba hit the concrete hard. His shoulder made a sickening pop. You think I care about your reputation? Koro crouched beside him. You're a witch doctor. Everyone already thinks you're guilty. Baba coughed. Blood sprayed onto the floor. The truth, Baba whispered, does not need my signature. Koro stood, breathing hard. He raised the broken staff high. The lights went out. Complete darkness. A cold wind howled through the cell. Koro stumbled backward, his heart hammering. When the lights flickered back on, Baba was staring at him. Unblinking, unbroken. My ancestors, Baba whispered, are watching you, boy. Koro dropped the staff and backed out of the cell. Jessica's phone buzzed. She stepped into the hospital stairwell and answered. It's done, she purred. The doctor bought it. He thinks I'm devastated. On the other end, Barrister Cole chuckled. You're a dangerous woman, Jessica. I prefer the term wealthy widow. She checked her nails. Bring the transfer papers. I want everything signed by tonight. What about the native doctor? Jessica smirked. Let him rot. The police will torture a confession out of him eventually. By the time anyone asks questions, we'll be in Dubai. She hung up and reapplied her lipstick in the stairwell mirror. Red, bold, victorious. Her phone buzzed again. A text from Cole. Meet me at the morgue. Let's make sure he's really dead. Jessica smiled. Oh, he's dead. But I do want to say goodbye. She slipped the phone into her Birkin bag, the one Emeka bought her for their anniversary, and walked toward the basement. Her heels clicked on the tile like a countdown. Click, click, click. Time to say goodbye to her husband. The morgue was a concrete tomb. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead. The air was so cold it burned Emeka's lungs. He lay on a metal slab, naked except for a white sheet. His skin was ice. His breath came in shallow, controlled gasps, slow enough not to fog the air. Dr. Yusuf had injected him with a mild muscle relaxant to keep him still. But Emeka was awake, fully, painfully awake. He heard the hum of refrigeration units, the drip of condensation, the distant echo of footsteps. Then, closer now, the click of heels. Emeka's heart pounded, but he forced his chest to stay still. He focused on a single thought. Stay dead. Stay cold. Stay silent. The footsteps stopped outside the door. A voice, female, official. Mrs. Okafor, are you sure you want to go in alone? It can be difficult. Jessica's voice, soft and trembling. I need a moment with him. Please. Of course. Take your time. The door hissed open. Cold air rushed out. Jessica stepped inside. The door clicked shut behind her. Emeka felt her presence. Her expensive perfume cutting through the sterile air. It smelled like poison now. Jessica stood at the foot of the slab, staring at the white sheet. For a long moment, she didn't move. Then she reached out and pulled the sheet down to Emeka's waist. His face was pale. His lips were blue. His eyes were closed. Dead. Jessica tilted her head, studying him like a museum exhibit. You know, she said softly, you really were handsome. She walked around the slab, her heels echoing in the small room. But you were also boring. Predictable. She trailed a finger along his cold shoulder. You thought love was enough. That loyalty mattered. She leaned closer, her breath warm against his frozen ear. It doesn't. Emeka's entire body screamed to move, to grab her, to roar. But he stayed corpse still. Jessica straightened, smoothing her dress. I already picked out the penthouse in Banana Island, she continued, circling him slowly. The one you said was too flashy. I'm buying it next week. With your money. She laughed. A soft, musical sound. You were too easy, Emeka. A smart businessman, but a fool for a pretty face. She leaned in again, whispering, I'm going to spend every kobo you have. Jessica pulled a chair over and sat beside Emeka's body, as if visiting an old friend. You want to know the best part? She said, crossing her legs. It was so easy. That stupid native doctor never saw it coming. She examined her nails. Cole and I paid a girl in your office to slip the powder into your water. Tetrodotoxin. Tasteless. Untraceable. The doctor thinks you had a seizure. She smiled. And Baba? He's in a cell right now, getting beaten like a goat. By tomorrow, he'll confess to anything. They always do. Jessica stood and walked to Emeka's head. She stared down at his face. You should have signed the business over to me when I asked. Now I'll just forge your signature. She shrugged. I already have your stamp. She bent down, her lips inches from his ear. Goodbye, husband. Enjoy hell. The door opened. Jessica straightened, her face shifting instantly into grief. But it wasn't a nurse. It was Barrister Cole. He stepped inside, grinning. Is he really gone? Cole asked. Jessica nodded. Cole walked over and kissed her, right over Emeka's body. Long, deep, shameless. Emeka's finger twitched.
Please help our daughter get to 1,000 subscribers.
Kindly hit subscribe immediately. God bless you.
Cole pulled back from the kiss, smirking down at Emeka's corpse. Damn, I almost feel bad for him. He laughed. Almost. Jessica swatted his arm playfully. Don't. He was in the way. Cole walked around the slab, hands in his pockets. So what's the plan? The will's ironclad. Everything goes to you as the spouse, but we need his signature on the business transfer papers. I told you, Jessica said smoothly. I have his company stamp. We forge it. Cole nodded, impressed. Smart. And the native doctor. Let him hang. Literally. Jessica shrugged. The police are already building the case. By next week, he'll be charged with murder. Cole leaned against the wall. And us? Jessica smiled. We disappear. Cape Town, Monaco, wherever we want. Cole grinned. I love it when a plan comes together. He glanced at Emeka's body one last time. "Rest in peace, Chief. Thanks for the inheritance." Jessica giggled. They turned toward the door, and Emeka's hand shot up, clamped around Jessica's wrist like a vice. She screamed. Jessica's scream tore through the morgue like a siren. She tried to pull away, but Emeka's grip was iron. His eyes snapped open wide, burning, alive. "Ghost!" Jessica shrieked, thrashing. "Ghost!" Cole stumbled backward, his face white. "What the how?" Emeka sat up slowly. The sheet fell away. His body was pale, shaking from cold, but his eyes were twin coals of rage. "No ghost, Jessica," he rasped. "Just your husband." Jessica's knees buckled. She clawed at his hand, but he didn't let go. You're dead," she stammered. "Not quite." The door burst open. Dr. Yusuf strode in, but he wasn't alone. Behind him stood a tall man in a crisp uniform, the state commissioner of police, flanked by 2 armed officers. Jessica's face drained of color. Cole bolted for the door, but one of the officers blocked him. "Going somewhere, barrister?" The commissioner stepped forward, holding a small recording device. He pressed play. Jessica's voice filled the room. "Cole and I paid a girl in your office to slip the powder into your water. I already have your stamp. Baba's in a cell getting beaten. He'll confess to anything." Jessica's legs gave out. She collapsed. The commissioner clicked off the recording and looked at Jessica with cold disgust. "Mrs. Okafor," he said slowly, "you are under arrest for attempted murder, conspiracy to commit fraud, and obstruction of justice." "No, wait." Jessica's voice was shrill now, desperate. "He's lying. This is a setup. We have your confession." The commissioner cut her off. "On tape, in your own voice." One of the officers pulled out handcuffs. The cold click of metal echoed through the morgue. The same sound that had locked around Baba Adigwe's wrists hours earlier. Jessica looked at Emeka, her eyes wide with disbelief. You set me up?" Emeka finally released her wrist. He flexed his stiff fingers, his voice low and venomous. "You poisoned me, framed an innocent man, stole my father's watch." He leaned closer. "I just gave you enough rope to hang yourself." Cole was cuffed next. He didn't fight. He just stared at the floor, his lawyer's brain already calculating plea deals. The commissioner gestured to his officers. "Take them." As they were dragged toward the door, Emeka called out, "Wait." The officers stopped. Emeka looked at the commissioner. "Don't take them to a cell," he said quietly. "Take them to the cell, the one where Baba Adigwe was bleeding." Jessica's scream echoed down the corridor. The holding cell smelled worse than Jessica remembered from the crime dramas she used to watch. Now she was inside one. She sat on a cold bench, still in her Dior dress, her Gucci sunglasses shattered on the floor. Cole sat across from her, his head in his hands. The door opened. Sergeant Okoro walked in, the same officer who had beaten Baba Adigwe. But now his face was pale, nervous. Behind him stood the commissioner. "Sergeant Okoro," the commissioner said coldly, "you are suspended, effective immediately. An investigation into your conduct will begin tomorrow." Okoro stammered. "Sir, I was just..." "You were torturing an innocent man on false charges." The commissioner's voice was steel. "You broke his staff, his ribs, and you did it for money." Okoro's mouth opened and closed like a fish. The commissioner turned to Jessica and Cole. "You two will be charged formally in the morning. Until then, enjoy your accommodations." He walked out. The door slammed shut. Jessica looked around the cell, the blood on the floor, the broken pieces of Baba's staff still lying in the corner. She buried her face in her hands. This time she really did cry. The sun was blinding after so many hours in darkness. Emeka sat in a wheelchair outside the police station, a blanket over his shoulders. He was still weak, his body recovering from the poison. But he was alive. The station doors opened. Baba Adigwe limped out. His face was swollen. His arm hung in a makeshift sling. His white wrapper was brown with dried blood. But his head was high. Emeka tried to stand, tried to kneel, but Baba raised his good hand. "No, my son." Baba's voice was hoarse but firm. "Stand." Emeka rose shakily. Tears streaked his face. "Baba, I'm sorry. I brought this evil to your door." Baba placed his hand on Emeka's shoulder. "You did not bring evil, Emeka. You revealed it." He looked toward the station. "Today, we both learned who the real witches are." Emeka exhaled, his chest tight. Baba smiled. A tired, painful smile. "Come, let us go home." Dr. Yusuf helped Emeka into the car. Baba sat beside him, wincing as he settled into the seat. As they pulled away, Emeka looked back at the station. Inside, Jessica sat in a cell. Outside, the ancestors watched. Justice, slow and stubborn, had finally spoken.